Hello, everyone. I have decided to move to videos because I think, I don't know, they'd be easier to compile and explain um, other than doing the text. So I'm moving to videos and I'll be able to explain a lot more and show a lot more and um, potentially teach a lot more about these setups happening. Um, but in particular, I am very interested in this weekend's storm setup and then a potential snow storm midweek. Um, but real quick, I'm going to get started with a few products and explain them here. So here is the 700 millibar height map, height slash wind map. This is um, a frequent map we use to just see what's going on in the atmosphere, trough wise. And you'll see here on the western side of the country, we can see this if we follow the if we go parallel to the isobars here, the black lines that we see here. If we follow those, we can see it makes a U shape, kind of the four corners, Arizona. This is a trough here, and always on your right quadrant, so right side of your trough. So if I can move this along here, this is Saturday morning. Here's your U shape right here. Um, and on the right side, you can see this increase in winds in the atmosphere near Memphis, Tennessee, Paducah, Kentucky. This is where your divergence happens. This is upper level divergence, and this results in rising motion in the atmosphere. And if you get rising motion in the atmosphere mixed with moisture being added in, you're going to get some sort of storm potential, whether it's rain or snow or severe weather or whatnot. But what's interesting here is when I continue this product, this 700 millibar height map, this is Saturday evening here. We can see a very increased streak here, a jet streak here, um, especially along this warm nose of the trough here, which is in Virginia and across West Virginia. And I will explain this warm nose here in a second. But what I wanted to show you is how strong, how powerful this trough begins to really kick in and deepen here. And look, I mean, these winds are approaching 80 knots, 90 knots here. That's just a recipe for a very strong low pressure to form due to the divergence on that right quadrant of the trough. So I noticed that, and I noticed that the strengthening happening when it really kicks in across the Missouri or the Mississippi River, excuse me. So something to watch. I'm gonna switch it over to now a reflectivity. So just like what the radar could look like. And I'm gonna make this more regional here. So this is Saturday morning right here, and we can see our batch of moisture to our west and throughout Kentucky. Some stronger pockets of showers possible. But as we move across the morning, the rain really moves in by 8 or 9, 10 o'clock. Um, Starts light, starts pretty moderate, nothing crazy. This is the NAM 3K model, and I'll show another model. But doesn't start off too heavy, and by 4 o'clock, I think, between 4 and 10 p.m., we can see some pretty heavy, moderate to heavy rain. And you can see This is the valley, Charleston, Huntington, kind of where where the box is, and you can see these heavier yellows and oranges and even some reds start to kind of train over the same locations, and that's going to cause some flooding. And there's already some flood warnings posted um, pre-event, before the events even started. So that's kind of concerning to to see. I don't know what's going on to see, but we move on. The warm nose here. This is what's bringing. Let's see if this shows it here better. Not really, but you can see where the warm air would be rising northward once this gets pushed up. You can see the rain start to spread across New York where it was just snowing hours before. So that warm air is being pushed up, and this is what we call a warm nose. Here is your low pressure across Kentucky. It's deepening, it's strengthening. There it is over around Columbus, going into Cleveland as a 984 millibar low pressure. That's pretty intense for this kind of set part of the country. It's gonna bring some gusty winds too, I think, on the back end, especially Sunday afternoon, morning, afternoon. Um, but yeah, the training though, Saturday afternoon into evening is what I'm worried about. This is the potential rainfall. What's so a good, a solid 1 to 3 inches across the area. This is the HRR. I prefer this model more over the NAM 3K. Um, just due to accuracy reasons. And again, by 8, 9, 10 o'clock, rain moves in, HRR. By 2 or 3 or 4, by 2 or 3, this is starts a little earlier. But by like 2 or 3, that heavy rain starts getting pushed up, and you can see it start kind of training behind each other. And by 8 or 9, it finally exits the region. Um, and then you can get your main line uh, early Sunday morning, and it kind of just off and on showers most of the day Sunday. Um, and I'll show. I did not mean to show that. I'll show the rainfall output on this one. HRR. Heightened, definitely more aggressive, 2 to 4 inches. Uh, ban of 4 to 6 inches throughout Kentucky, approaching the Point Pleasant, Parkersburg area. So something to look out for, maybe. But two anything really above 2 inches is going to cause some overflowing of streams and cause some aggravated rivers, which are already fairly aggravated to start. And lastly, I just want to throw in potential snow storm for midweek. I want to throw this in. So here's the storm that's impacting our region this weekend. And as that moves off, it sets this. You can see the blue lines here. This just indicates colder air being advected into warmer air, which just means it's being replaced. The colder air is replacing the warmer air when something is being advected into something. So when this colder air is being pushed in behind this low pressure, it sets the cold air in place. Well, if you look out, this is Sunday morning. Well, here's our storm this weekend. If we look out in the Pacific Northwest, we see some energy. We see something going on out there, and you can see this hit the Pacific Northwest, go through the Rockies, and it's spitting out this moisture in the panhandle of Texas, and it's combining with the Gulf of Mexico moisture. It's streaming it into this trough that we mentioned, and not a very impressive run per se, but really this far out, we just want to pay attention to the potential of a snowstorm or whatever event we're looking at. But we can see through this small run, and it's been very persistent with a output something like this. If you want big snow, though, I'm gonna stop at this frame here. If you want a big snowstorm, what you want is you want this low pressure above the little box here. You want this low pressure to be further northwest towards central North Carolina, central South Carolina. You want it to be over like the Raleigh area, the Columbus, South Carolina area. You want this further north so it pushes that moisture further north into the Appalachian Valley area. So keep an eye on that. Um, if this gets pushed further north, this potential to be a pretty significant snowstorm. So I'll watch this after this weekend. Just wanted to point it out now. But hopefully these videos can explain more and can maybe show more. But if you have any questions, just let me know.